Hello, my name is Courtney Myers, and I am a professor in agricultural communications in the College of Agricultural Sciences and Natural Resources at Texas Tech University. Along with my collaborators in the College of Media and Communication, I would like to provide a brief overview of social media monitoring and how it can be used in the context of agricultural education and communications research. Before we begin, we want to acknowledge that this project is supported by funding from the National Institute of Food and Agriculture under the United States Department of Agriculture. In this video, we want to accomplish several objectives. First, we want to recognize the need for social media monitoring. 2, list different tools for social media monitoring. 3, select appropriate metrics to answer research questions. 4, describe application of social media monitoring in the agriculture and natural resources industry. And 5, analyze advantages and disadvantages of computer-aided social media monitoring. Social media use continues to increase, with nearly 7 out of 10 Americans now using social media. People use these tools to get news, connect with others, share information, and discuss topics. Over time, the user base has grown more representative of the broader population. Facebook and YouTube are the most widely used platforms, with nearly 3/4 of Facebook users accessing the site daily. The increasing popularity of social media has created a need for skilled communicators who can work in this new digital landscape. These communicators must be able to create social media strategies and generate and publish compelling content to engage audience members and grow online communities. These communicators must also be able to leverage owned media from a business or organization to shape and maintain brand reputation. Beyond this, communicators in a digital landscape need to identify brand advocates and influencers to further extend the reach of their messages. Monitoring and predicting emerging communication trends is also a vital skill, along with combating negative and incorrect messages. Finally, the communicators need to be able to visualize data to provide insights for data-driven decision-making. Monitoring online content is an endless cycle of listening, engaging, and measuring to ensure the organization is meeting its strategic communication goals. Using social media monitoring provides communicators with several advantages to listen, engage, and measure impacts of communication efforts. These tools allow you to monitor keywords that relate to people's problems and needs. And once you've identified that, you can reach out to those audience members with solutions. You can also identify influencers and advocates so you can build relationships with them. And you can discover where your community hangs out by tracking conversations on various platforms. Monitoring social media can also help you attract new followers and improve customer care by engaging with members of your online community. You can also use social media monitoring to gather feedback on products and services, which may help identify issues and improve transparency. Finally, you can use the insights you've gained to drive innovation and solve problems your audience may have. The use of social media monitoring is relevant to every type of business and organization. When we consider the specific application to agriculture and natural resources, leveraging the insights gained through social media monitoring can help us understand consumers' opinions and sentiment surrounding agricultural issues, evaluate communication efforts to determine what works and what needs adjusting to reach strategic goals. We can develop effective efforts to improve agricultural organizations' ability to develop relationships with customers and determine the conversation about specific events, issues, and long-term campaigns. Now that you understand why you should monitor social media content, it's time to discuss how. To accomplish this, you can use companies that provide this service so you can monitor topics across various social media platforms. This allows you to follow conversations as they happen and generate reports at various points during any time frame. These services typically provide ways to visualize the data and the ability to export the data into Excel for additional analysis. These are a few of these types of programs, but this list is not exhaustive. Many other programs are available, and you would want to explore each to determine what you need and what your budget is, to identify which program would be the best solution for you. Regardless of the program you choose, there are some common elements, such as the ability to monitor social content on publicly available platforms. You can do this in several social media platforms at once. These programs also allow you to customize searches with the time frame and keywords. And they have a number of other widgets available for summarizing and visualizing the data. When you consider the types of data available on these platforms, you can choose from a variety of metrics such as reach, spread, sentiment, hashtags, influencers, and more. If you are interested in conducting research using a social media monitoring platform, some of the research questions you might ask are how many total mentions of this keyword occurred across all social media platforms during this time frame? And then what were the trending themes of those keywords and the social media reach? Who are the key influencers regarding those keywords? And what is the sentiment of that social media content? One specific example of this is a study we conducted in 2020 to describe how applications of gene editing in agriculture were discussed in Twitter content. This study had 3 research questions that focused on social reach, engagement, and sentiment. Using Meltwater as the social media monitoring tool, we were able to track this conversation over time and explore what factors may influence the conversation about this topic. One of the strengths of these social media monitoring platforms is the ability to visualize the data. Here is an example from Meltwater that shows how many people were reached on 4 different platforms over a certain time frame. This graphic helps identify the people who are posting the most online content about the topic. This graphic compares positive and negative sentiment about another topic, which might help you identify the biggest supporters and critics. In a different social media monitoring platform called Nuvi, the dashboard allows you to see what specific posts had the most reach, spread, and popularity. This platform has several other ways to display the data to help with data-driven decision-making. As we begin to wrap up our discussion of social media monitoring, it is important to discuss the advantages and disadvantages of using social media monitoring platforms. First, you are able to analyze a great deal of content quickly, but these tools can be costly to implement. Next, you are able to learn more about the broader conversation beyond your own social media platforms, but you must determine what metrics are the most relevant or you'll be overwhelmed with data. Third, these platforms allow you to cast a wide net to see what the online conversation is, but they are not perfect and some content may be missed. Finally, these platforms provide robust data visualizations and summaries, but you still need people who can help interpret that information and use it to make decisions. In review, social media monitoring is necessary in today's digital landscape. Thankfully, many tools are available to help monitor social media content, and research using this approach can definitely inform practice. We hope this video was helpful in providing an overview of social media monitoring and how you can use it for both research and practice.